Hey guys, Dee here. Welcome back to my channel. And tonight I'm going to make a tomato basil pepper soup. But before I get into that, I just wanted to show you guys Seattle at night. It was just so beautiful. And if you saw my last video, then you know that I was out of town. I was so happy to be back that one of the first things I did was get up onto the rooftop of my apartment and just take in a look of the city. But here we go. So I took about 5 Roma tomatoes and I chopped them in quarters. I also chopped up 2 bell peppers, 1 red, 1 orange, and about 4 cloves of garlic. I put these all in a bowl and I added some avocado oil. And the reason why I use the avocado oil is because they have a really high heat point, and I wanted to have that for when I put these in the oven to roast them. So I coated them all in, and then I put them on a baking sheet, and then I baked them for about 20 minutes, about 15 to 20 minutes on 425. Once they were nice and ready, then I put them into a pot. Now I had sauteed some onions in the avocado oil, and so I poured these right into there. And it looks really amazing. Everything was starting to come together really nicely here. But one thing that I would suggest doing is taking the skin off the peppers after you roast them. It wasn't really a big problem, but I did have to really blend it for quite some time when it came down to blending. So right here I added about 3 tablespoons of basil. Yes, I was definitely heavy-handed with the basil. But when you're using herbs, I feel like it's okay to be heavy-handed. I'd rather be heavy-handed with the basil than salt, because salt is not really that great for us. Even if we're using pink Himalayan sea salt like I use, I still try to use very little of it in my cooking, and you're gonna see this shortly. There I am, just sprinkling some in there. And I also added 2 big tablespoons of tomato paste. So I started mixing everything together, and I know what you're saying, girl, this looks nothing like a soup, but you gotta trust the process. And I know right now it's looking like it's not coming together, but just watch, it's going to come together. So I started mixing everything and getting it well coated with the tomato paste and all the seasonings and the sprinkle of salt that I use, getting it well coated. And then I added some vegetable stock here. I added about half a cup because I still wanted a nice thick, kind of like a stew kind of. So if you want more of a thinner soup, you can always add more stock. You don't have to just add half a cup. So I did start mixing it together, and as you can see, it's starting to come together and look more like a soup. And I just blended it all, and it was looking very, very good. So I was getting really happy with this because I wish you guys could smell it. It smelled so amazing. What you're not going to see here is when I blended the soup with my emulsion blender. If you don't have one of those, you can definitely use a regular blender. But if your food still is hot, you want to make sure that you take the lid off the blender. There's like a little top that you can take off so that heat escapes while you're blending it. But that's what it looked like. It was getting really nice and smooth. I think I blended it a couple more times here, and then after I blended it, I went ahead and plated it, and it just, you guys, it just came out so good. It was just thick enough, and of course I had to give you guys a taste test, and I loved it. I hope you guys make this soup. If you do, comment and let me know if you liked it. And as always, thank you for watching my video. Have a great night. Like, comment, and subscribe.